A lot of these are variations of the same thing. The 4 to the 2, to the 5, to the 3, to the 6. And this is another voicing that you can do that's real fat. I got D, A, E, and F in the left hand, and then G, A, C, E, and A in the right. Okay? Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Chord Crush Thursdays, where every week we get into a new chord or chord progression that's going to help you to expand your chord vocabulary and to grow. So we're going to do the same exact thing this week. If you love our content, make sure you hit the like button. It's absolutely free for y'all, and it helps us to grow as well as other people to see our videos. And then if you don't want to miss out on any of this great content, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on a thing. So like I always do in every video in the beginning, I tell you, I want to engage with y'all. I want to know what keys you like to play in, what styles you're into, what types of chords you like. So make sure in the comments, you get in there and let me know. I engage with you guys, I respond. So on the last video, I said that we're going to pick a random commenter this week. It's going to be someone we picked to win 90 free days in the Gospel Music Training Center. If you don't know what the Gospel Music Training Center is, it's one of the world's best training centers to learn how to play gospel music. We have organ lessons, we have full band tutorials, piano lessons on all styles of gospel music, and we also have videos on just chords and progression. So if you want to take your playing to the next level, this is where you want to be. But we're going to pick someone random to win 90 free days. So we're going to do that also next week. But if you want to see who won from last week, what commenter won, make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you can find out who won. It might be you, but make sure you get in them comments and get active, all right? So we're going to be in the key of F major. We came across other keys. I think we've been to the key of A, D flat, maybe E flat too as well. But eventually we're going to hit all 12 keys. You know, this is something that's going to keep going from week to week. But for this particular lesson, we're going to be in the key of F major. All right, so let's look at the number system and scale. Here we go. So F is the 1, G is the 2, A is the 3, B flat is the 4, C is the 5, D is the 6, E is the 7, and then we're back at that 1, F, all right? So that's our number system and scale. So what we do with that, if you're new to, you know, my style of teaching, what I end up doing is I use the number system. So if I say we're on the 4, that means our left hand is going to be playing the B flat. Okay, we're in the key of F major. So if you look at the F major scale, B flat is the 4. And that's how we identify chord progressions. If I say we're going to go from the 4 to the 2 to the 5, that would mean we're going to go from the 4, which is B flat, to the 2, which is G, to the 5, which is C. Okay? So that's a part of the chord progression that I'm going to teach. I'm going to be teaching you a 4 to the 3, to the 2, to the 5, to the 3, to the 6. All right, so that's a 4, 2, 5, and then to the 3, to the 6. So this is a chord progression that you could use whenever you want to go to the 6, or it just creates a lot of movement. And if you want to use it in talk music, but I have a song example that I will use for it that I'm going to show you later. But once again, we're going to start off on the 4. Now, when you think about the 4 in many keys, the chord quality that you're going to find yourself playing a lot of times is a major chord. So the voicing that I'm going to play is going to be based off of like a B flat major type of chord quality. But once you understand the chord quality, then you can tend to add what type of voicing you're going to play, whether it be not just a basic major chord, but maybe a major 7. a major 9, but it all stems from the chord quality, which is the chord is major. So when you're in any other key, and you're on the 4, understand a lot of times the chord is going to fall a part of one of the major chords that happen a lot of times in many styles of music. But it's not all the time, but a lot of times you're going to find that the 4 is going to be major. In more traditional styles or jazz or blues, it could be dominant, but for those of you who don't understand this language, I'm not going to get all deep into that, but you should at least understand major chords, okay? So the voicing that I have right here, I got B flat, F, and D. This is a nice stretch. You know, this is an interval based off the B flat, which will be the 1, the 5, and the 3, or the 10th interval, if you think about the B flat major scale. But those of you who understand, cool. If you don't, it's okay. But just know that you can make this stretch and it gives you a fuller sound. And I'm deriving these numbers not off the key of F, but off of the root note, which is B flat. So I'm thinking about the B flat major scale in order to think about these intervals. But don't think too hard into it. Just know this is something that you could do. B flat, F, and D, okay? So on my right hand, I have A, D, and F, okay? And this is like playing what we call a B flat major 7 chord voicing, okay? And all I'm doing is using melody to get to the top. But one thing about this right hand chord, if you look at it as a separate chord, it looks like a D minor chord over B flat, okay? So if you don't understand that, and I'm using melody, you can use the F major scale to get to the top note of the chord. So if I know F is my top note, and I know the F major scale, well, I could use D to E, and then when I get to the F, now I'm playing a chord. You can also take this, if you look at it as a D minor chord over, you know, the rest of these notes, you can invert it down if you look at it as a triad, right? So you can also play it like this, but when you put everything together, it's still a B flat major 7 chord if you look at the left hand with the right hand combined. But just looking at the right hand, this looks like a D minor chord. So when you look at it like this, it makes it easy for you to come up with more voicings because you can just take that right hand and invert the basic D minor triad chord in any inversion, okay? So if you do that, then you can use other notes of the F major scale to get to this top note. So the top note for this right hand chord, F, A, and D, I'm using B flat to C. And now I got that. So you can do all kind of stuff. You can do this. Okay, now this is more of like a D, F, A, and C. But all in all, now that I'm adding a C, it's changing the chord quality or the quantity. But I'm not gonna get too deep. I'm doing too much already. So let's move on to the next chord. So that's the 4. Okay, I just gave you some different options. But now let's look at the 2. So the 2 is based off of a minor chord quality, and you're gonna find that a lot in different styles. In this case, I'm playing a G minor 9 chord, okay? So let me see. So once again, it sounds like this. Just omitting that D. So I got G and F in the left hand, A, B flat, and F in the right, okay? But when you think about this chord and you know it's a G minor 9, well, think about all the different ways that you could play it. You could play it like this. You could play it like this, okay? So keep in mind. So once again, the chord sounds like this going from the 4 to the 2. And then we're gonna go to the 5, but before we go to the 5, think about all the different ways that you can play a G minor 9 chord. You can play it like this, you can play it like this, and then if you add the C, it becomes a G minor 11, but we're not gonna go there, but you can take that too if you want to. So from the 4, that's another open way to play it, or that too as well. And then to the 2. And then now we're gonna go to the 5. So now on the 5, what I got is C, G, and E in the left hand, and then B, D, and G in the right. Now some of y'all might be like, man, what kind of chord is that? Well, if you look at the right hand, it looks like a G major chord, right? So what if we take this G major chord and bring it down, take this G and put it down here? Now the chord might look more familiar to you, right? And let's take this C, because we already got the G right here. Let's take the C and put it up here. Now, if you look at this chord like this is a C major 9 chord voicing. So all I did was open it up. So now instead of just playing a regular C major chord on a 5, I'm playing a C major 9, okay? So that's how that sounds. And with you knowing just the basic ideas of the types of chords that I'm playing, you can move them around. So I'm just taking that same first chord, this B flat major 7. I brought that down, and then if I want to play a G minor 9, I could play it like this too as well. So I'm just taking the ideas and moving them around. So now this is another voicing of this C major 9 chord. Just changing the melody note up top, okay? But I'm going somewhere. So we got, okay, or, but now we're gonna go to the 3 to the 6. So now the 3 to the 6 is a very common chord progression that you use in gospel music in a lot of different styles. But on the 3, we're gonna use what we call an altered chord, okay? So this is an A7, it's an A dominant 7 chord. And we also have the sharp 9, which is C, and then the sharp 5, which is F, okay? So typically when you see this chord, you might see it like this. You might see it like this. Okay, it's the same chord. You might see it opened up like this. Sometimes you might see it like this. So these are just all different voicings that you can just take right now. Okay, right down. That's another voicing of the same chord. Okay. But all in all, this type of chord is used like when you go from the 3 to the 6. So in any key, if you go to the 3, you could take the A7 with a sharp 5 and sharp 9 as one of the chords that you use to go to the 6. And sometimes when you go to the 6, even if the bass player is not playing that tone, or if you want to use a passing chord to go to the 6, this is one of those chords that you can use to go to the 6, okay? But I'm using this chord to go there. So going back, or, okay, there it is. And that's another way that you can play the chord. I got D flat or C sharp and G in my left hand, and then C, F, and C in my right. And you can slide up to that C like that. So that's another voicing that you can do. And then I'm going to the 6th tone, which is D, and I really got this nice voicing of a D minor 11, well, yeah, it's an 11 chord. I was going to say 9. So I got D, A, E, and F in the left hand, and then A, C, E, and G in my right. So you can play it like this. If you're going from the 3 to the 6, you can use A as a melody right here, and then take you to the chord on the D, which is the 6th tone. So this is a 3 to the 6 chord progression. Okay? You can even play the chord down here too as well. So I'm giving you a lot of options. I'm gonna stop because you're gonna have a head explosion trying to remember all these chords unless you're writing them down. But a lot of these are variations of the same thing. The 4 to the 2, to the 5, to the 3, to the 6. And this is another voicing that you can do that's real fat. I got D, A, E, and F in the left hand, and then G, A, C, E, and A in the right. Okay? Remember, when you go to the 3, you can use this chord too as well. On the 3. And you can use this too as well. So, man, there's a lot of different ways to voice a lot of these chords, and I don't have enough time to get all deep off into it, but that's what we do at the Gospel Music Training Center. So if you're looking for some more knowledge and you want to dive deep and understand, check out gospelmusictraining.com. And if you want to get into the top 10 chords that every musician needs to know, click the link that you, or not click the link, go to the link that you see on the screen. That's where you can download this book that we have that we created called The Top 10 Chords That Every Musician Needs to Know, and it'll really help you out a lot. All right, so let's get back to it. So now a song example I would use this in is a song called Majesty. It's actually in the same exact key, F major or D minor, depending on how you want to look at it. But it starts off on the 6. And it goes to the 7, to the 1, to the 4. I'll insert it. Here it is. So I just did it real quick. Here it is. So that was another variation. Here's another one. I did it again right there. So just 4, 2, 5, 6. Or let me see. And that's that 3 to the 6, okay? So this is just a simple chord progression. Well, it's not really that simple, but it's not that hard either if you really understand what's happening. So that's it for this lesson. I didn't want it to be too long. If you want a deeper dive and you want chords like this, check out the Gospel Music Training Center at gospelmusictraining.com. But the moment we've been waiting for is finally here. We're getting ready to do the random giveaway to a random commenter. So we're about to do it right now. Here we go. Stay tuned. All right, so as you guys can see, we're about to pick a random winner from the comments. So I got this random comment picker app up right now, so that way, you know, we're not cheating or anything. So I'm gonna go to the video, click on it, and then I'm gonna copy the link and then paste it. All right, and then we're gonna gather the comments from that video. So then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna have a winner. Let's see. All right, we're gathering all the comments. Congratulations, Prince C's says, I'd like to play in the key of F major. Congratulations. Contact us at Training at Hear and Play. We'll get you your free 90-day membership to the Gospel Music Training Center. Congratulations once again. And next week, we're going to do this again. So if you guys want a chance to win next week, make sure you get in on the comments. Drop a comment, and we're going to pick another winner next week. All right, y'all, I'm out. God bless.